All right. Grunk.
More glow blob!
Little blob. Oh, rot it. Grungwar wanted to speak, no?
It is true. He thought that maybe the tears here could help them clear the corruption from the sarcophagus room.
Zazka had the same idea. Why not try it?
Because their hex power has waned over the years. This is what Grungwar was going to say, no?
It is true. Well, maybe there will be another way. For now... Big Blood, look!
A Nidari lair. This helps them not, Little Blood. They need the cub's head or a way to get into the sarcophagus room.
Not no, but look what finding lair.
Wait, that is another spirit ward. This looks just like the one they found, no? The one that took them into the then.
And it is all rusty and weathered. Maybe it is the opposite of the other ward. Like its dark echo, no? The question is, how ended this up in the Nidari lair? The last one came through a time window. Akrog understands that. But this?
Good question. But Nidari feel drawn to shiny things, no? Maybe they found it somewhere in the temple and brought it to their lair.
And no I'd find.
Well done, Little Blood. If this works how Akrog thinks it does, they might be able to travel through the then and the now whenever they need to. Maybe... Akrog has an idea. Come, back to the smooth water sphere. Now it feels like it is pushing Akrog back.
He hopes it will bring them back to the now. Or is that the then now? Mugwa's time-traveling utters. This is confusing.
It will be fine.
They are back in the now.
It is true. But what plans the chieftain to do? The sarcophagus room is still corrupted.
Maybe. But Little Blood smashed the pumps in the then, so the raging water is gone. If they can clear the whole path to the sarcophagus room in the then by traveling between the two times, they might simply pick up the cub's head there.
Good thinking, trusted one. Seems like he picked up some of Zazka's wits after all.
He tries his best. Those two again.
Hierophant Ishara and High Priest Vartos. Focus, chieftain. What spoke they of?
Yes. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Vartos.
Your Reverence, what are you doing here? The next renewal...
Is not due for a few more moons, I'm aware. There's something we need to discuss.
Certainly. Shall we speak in my study?
Yes, let's do that.
Follow me then. Oh, and Ishara, I'm so sorry about what happened to Galia. I hope you know.
What?
Nothing. Let's carry on.
This must have taken place before the first time window they saw. The one where she crushed him and leached his power.
Zazka was thinking the same thing. And they spoke of Galia, no? That was the priestess of Nihalf, the one from the Hex Bubble. Maybe what happened to her caused Ishara too. Well,
they will never know. And it matters not. But look, chieftain. Something came through the window again.
What are these hex walls, Grungwar? They feel almost as powerful as the Hex Gate seals.
That is because they are. Grungwar thinks this is the seal the Hibernians kept speaking of. The one the Hierophant went into the temples every few moons to renew.
Oh, Mugwa's devious utters, of course. That is why they go around the whole sarcophagus room.
Ah, this is rotten bad, chieftain. There is no way they can get through these hex walls. No way. This is hexing worthy of a god.
Godlike hexing or not, they can at least try. Akrog will not let some stupid wall stop them.
Go ahead then, try. Hit it with a crush stick. Throw his best hexes at it. It will not help. Grungwar has been hexing his entire life, and he knows when he meets his match.
Grungwar is right, trusted one. Think about it. If the sacred seal conjured these hex walls to keep the cub safe, why would a few trolls be able to get through it?
Zaska speaks true.
Then they will just go back to the now, when the hex walls were not there.
Not the hex walls, but the rotten corruption. They cannot reach the sarcophagus, not here, and not then, and they are running out of time.
What is the matter with Grungwar? Is he having dark thoughts?
Grungwar is not angry, just impatient. Every second they waste here, the chainers and the hunters spend marching further towards the tribe camp.
When a troll choose between hope and fear, why choose latter? Grump always say this to Noag.
Moonblood is right. Grungwar is sorry, chieftain. It is just... never mind.
Well, despair will not help them. They have not searched this entire place yet. There must be a way.
And Zaska thinks he just found it. See the scrap bars over there? Zaska might be able to fit through them. Maybe he can reach the sarcophagus room from underground.
That is dangerous. It is likely the hex gates go deep into the soil. And when it is dark, Zaska might not even see them. They could cut him in two.
No! Moonkin needs Zaska whole! Even the prettiest and wholest Moonkin will not help if the tribe gets untusked by a horde of hunters. Just let him try, trusted one.
Fine. But the moment he feels the hex wall, he will come back, all right?
Sure. No way they can get through here. Oh, Mugwa's cursed rotten beaks yet utters! Shit! The ground has almost come through the place. Maybe, of course. This is it. Back to the others now.
Zaska has the cub's head knot. The tunnel led not to the sarcophagus room then.
It did. But the room is as corrupted there as it is in the now. Even if there was a way through those rotten hex walls, there is no way they can get to the sarcophagus.
No, there must be a way. There must!
And Zaska thinks there is. The Mugwa's tear seedling Grungwar plucked before the devouring. The one for the tribe camp to last. Has Grungwar it still?
He has. They are a bit weaker because Grungwar had not enough bone dust to keep them healthy. But it still lives. But if Zaska is thinking about planting it there to keep the corruption away, like in that garden, it will not work. It is only a seedling and barely has any hex power.
Until it grows. Zaska wants to plant the seedling in the then, and then travel back into the now. That is it, no?
Great minds think alike.
Grungwar knows not.
Grungwar. Akrog knows this plant has become a totem to him. But this is more important.
It is not about that, chieftain. The seedling, Grungwar thinks not that it will survive that close to the corruption. It is impossible.
Why not? In that forest here, the garden, the tears even fought it back.
True, because there were dozens, and had probably been there long before this corruption started. A nightmare swarm of beaks can tear apart an entire greenskin horde, but a single one? They would crush it in the blink of an eye.
Curse it.
Can they not at least try?
They could, but it would be pointless. The hex power is just not strong enough. The only thing... No, this is foolish.
Just say it, Grungwar. There is no time.
A blood-giving. A blood-giving might give the seedling the hex power it needs to survive and beat the corruption.
He means a sacrifice.
Like when the Bone Seers spill their blood to summon Mugwa's cub. Grungwar would do it without hesitation. But there is no way he can get into the sarcophagus room with those cursed rotten hex walls all around it.
No way for Grungwar.
No. Whatever Zaska is thinking right now, Akrog will forbid it. He will not sacrifice himself for this.
No, I'd no understand. What is sacrifice? No matter, little big oaf. No matter at all. Remembers Grungwar what he asked Zaska before the devouring? Whether Zaska wanted everyone to shun him.
Wait, this is not...
It is a stab to the heart. Every time they call him names, Every time they invite Zazka not to their hunts, every time they pretend he is not there, it is a stab to the rotten heart. Still, Zazka is a moonkin, no matter what they say. And if Zazka's weak worm-eater blood might end up saving the mighty tribe, all the rotten better. He would do it just to see the looks on their faces.
No, Akrog will not let Zazka do this. He will stay right here and help them find another way.
This is not Akrog's choice to make. Just be careful. That thing, it... Oh, Magua. Just let this be worth it.
Zazka! The seedling! He took the seedling!
One deep cut in the belly, then across. All right, the seedling first. Look. Prettier than Zazka ever was. Better make this mean something, rotten beast. Make this mean something.
That was him. Akrog. Akrog feels it.
What mean? What Zazka do? Where he go? As Grunwa said, the explanations must wait. Let them go back into the now, chieftain.
But
Akrog, please. They are running out of time.
Grungwar.
Chieftain.
Grungwar said... He said that the blood hex might not give the seedling the strength to survive through time. How likely is it?
Grunwa knows not. All they can do is pray to Magua and hope.
Magua watch over them then.
She will. Do it. Let them return to the now.
Magwa's bloody tusks. He is alive. He is alive!
Falling. Zazka. Falling.
But only barely.
Falling.
Grunwa must do thing! He will. Magua praise this flesh. Shine her light into his blood and onto his hide, and grant him new life.
It worked. He...
Zazka! That is his name. What by Magwa's grumbling utters happened? The seedling, he...
Look around, Zazka. It worked. This is the now, and the corruption is gone.
Then why the rot is Zazka still here?
Grunwa thinks he knows, but maybe this can wait. They must open the sarcophagus.
Tell them his explanation, Grungwar. Akrog wants to know.
As does Zazka.
So be it then. Grunwa thinks that when Akrog, Grunwa, and Noag went back into the now, Zazka did too.
Even though he was so far from the sphere.
It is the only explanation that makes sense. Maybe the now knew the Moonkin were just travelers. That is impossible to tell. And as for why Zazka is still alive despite losing all his blood, well, the tears saved him.
He means those plants stopped him bleeding to death?
It is true. If he did the blood-giving the true way, he should have died after a dozen heartbeats. But he died not. Probably because the hex power of the tears kept him safe. Magua saved him, Zazka.
They should look at that sarcophagus, Akrog.
Akrog cannot say how glad he is to have his trusted one back, but Zazka should not have done this. Akrog forbade it.
And let the Moonkin die?
No, but they would have found another way. Zazka had no right to decide this alone. Akrog is the chieftain.
Wrong. Akrog is Zazka's trusted one first, and his chieftain second. If Akrog wants a dumb, docile beak who obeys without question, then fine. They can break the bond of trust right now. If he wants a trusted one, though, then he must accept that Zaska has his own will.
Trusted one's trust. That is the meaning of the word. And if Zaska would have trusted Akrog, he would not have made that decision in the shadows.
Stop! Stop! Blackroot's gone! Zaska healed, so why stare? So much kin dead, so kin no fight, kin stick together! If Grump could heal Grumple when Dragon take him, Noag never would fight with Grumple! He never!
Noag speaks true. Look, Akrog. Zaska, he is sorry. Maybe it was rushed. Maybe it was wrong to decide on his own. But it worked, no? Maybe that is what they should focus on.
It is true. And Zaska is right. He is not Akrog's beak. Akrog is sorry if that is what he felt his words meant.
It is settled then. Now let them get back to the task.
A question. When Zaska's spirit was gone, he said something about how he was falling. What meant he?
He spoke?
The chieftain speaks true.
Zaska knows not. He remembers something, but he is not quite sure what it is.
Remember what?
He knows not. Please, let them speak of this later.
All right. All right then. Let them find that head and get out of here.
Noag see no head though. Where is? Probably inside the stone. This looks like some kind of brittle bone contraption again. A chest. Come.
Akrog sees no sticks to pull. Zaska?
Zaska sees none either. Just stone.
Then crush it, Noag. They have no time for this.
Will that not harm the cub?
It will not. Remember, it is said that no weapon in the world can harm the cub's hide. It is a mystery how these brittle bones could do it.
True. All right, little blood. Smash it.
Won't go boom.
Empty.
No. No, this makes no sense. There must be a hidden spot. They must keep looking.
But where? There is nothing here. Grungwar can see it.
But
The air. Sense the air, Akrog.
What?
It is hard to explain. But Zaska, he remembers what he saw while his spirit was gone. Use the gift of spirits, Akrog.
But there is no time window here. The air even sparkles not.
Zaska knows. Still, try.
All right.
Aeonir, guide me. No. No! Bartos! You bastard!
The head was never here. Even back then.
then where is it? It must be somewhere.
It is here. But it also is not.
Noag no understand.
Zaska hardly does himself, but he knows it is true. When his spirit was gone, he saw another place. A place between the then and the now, or rather, above it.
Is that why Zaska said he was falling?
It is true. Everything felt so watery. Like the whole world was an ocean, and Zaska was floating through it.
That sounds strange.
It was.
And this place had something to do with how Akrog summoned the time window.
No, that place is a time window. A giant one that spans across the entire temple. This is how it is possible for everything here to move between the then and the now.
Of course, that makes sense. The smooth water sphere is not the mighty Timex. It is only the gate.
Grungwar speaks true.
Noag's head spin.
So, that place Zaska saw, where he felt like he was falling, was a time window. Akrog is not sure he understands.
Neither is Zaska. At least not fully. But it is true. He thinks his spirit went into the time window when it left his flesh. Think of it as a bridge. A bridge between two oceans, the now and the then. In normal time windows, this bridge is so small one cannot even see it, like a tiny, tiny pebble. But because this time window spans across the entire temple,
Zazka was able to walk on it. Akrog thinks he understands.
Noag still not.
Why went Zazka's mind into that place, though? Because he was, well, dying.
Grungwa thinks he can answer the question. Many trolls who were close to death but came back spoke of seeing such a place. Maybe the moonlit river is in this time window world. Maybe this is where Magua and Hirin await souls after they pass away.
Maybe. Though Zazka saw no Mugwa and no Hirin, it was scary, to be honest. He felt lost.
Only because Magua had not found him yet.
This is all interesting. But where is the head? They must find it.
Is it not obvious? Right here, but in the time window world. The high priest of this place must have hidden it there to keep it even safer. And not even the Hierophant was aware of that. Or who knows? Maybe he sensed that she was coming to kill him and take the head and put it into the time window world for safety. They will never know, and it matters not, trusted one. What matters is that they find a way to get there.
But how? They cannot just kill themselves, can they?
No, but
The High Priest's corpse. They remember the first time window they saw, where the Hierophant killed the High Priest and took his power? His corpse must still be there. And if he was able to hide the field dog's head in the time window world, then he must have had a key for that one too.
Then they must go back to the first time window, now!
So brittle, these bones. All right. Nothing.
try using the gift then. It will work. Zazka feels it.
All right. Still not... Wait. Wait. There is something. This must be it. The hidden time key.
It glow, and Noag see through.
There will be time for wonder later. Let them get back to the smooth water sphere.
Zazka's thoughts exactly.
All right. Magua praise. Is this it?
It is. This is the place Zazka saw.
And he was right. The cub's head is right there.
Finally. The last part.
Is it just Zazka? Or is that thing smiling?
It is not moving at all. Noag spoke it to him again.
No, but he still feel his hide prickle. It's strange.
How else would a troll feel in the presence of a god? Come, chieftain. Back to the tribe camp. They have been away far too long.
Stepping through the hex gate, Akrog's mind once more became like sand and water. But unlike last time, the memory he saw was a solid one. Battle and roars, the hunter attack. Akrog fights by his sires and Nurbok's side, brittlebone after brittlebone falling under their mighty crush sticks. They are going to make it. They are the Moonkin. They are Mogwa's chosen. They will not fall to... A scream! Sire stands before Nurbok and Akrog, arms outstretched. A spike as big as a tree has pierced right through his chest. A spike that should have hit Akrog. Chaos. The next thing Akrog knows, he kneels by his dying sire's side. Narjak's gaze is like fog. Take care of them, cub, he says. Them and him. Both.
Magwa's tusks. Where is everyone?
That is a rotten good question.
Chieftain, Nor's claws, we thought you'd never return.
What is he talking about? They were only gone for a few hours.
A few hours? What do you mean? You were gone for 3 days.
Days?
The smooth water sphere. Every time the Moonkin used it, they must have shaken up the time.
Smooth water sphere?
It matters not. Tell them what is going on here. Where is the tribe?
It's complicated. Remember you sent the ill and old Moonkin to the coast, the Meadowland, because the field dog had corrupted all the food around here?
Of course they remember. Has something happened to them?
Well, somehow the Chainers and the Hunters caught wind of them, and they are headed for them right now.
But how? Anuk, he did everything he could to keep them secret.
I don't know, Chieftain. I simply don't know.
Magwa's tusks. Those are no warriors. They will be easy prey.
Great warrior Nurbok, or whatever you call him now, thought the same thing. That's why he pushed the Eye Master and Chieftain Cabrax to take all the warriors and travel to the coast to fend them off.
This is madness. The Moonkin are barely a few hundred, and the Chainers and the Hunters together are thousands. Why would the stranger let them leave?
That's what I told them too, at least at first. But then Chieftain Cabrax pointed out that the chances of you coming back were extremely low. So it was either letting your kin on the coast be butchered, or die trying to protect them. I can't say I blame them for choosing the latter.
The stranger speaks true, Chieftain. If Akrog, Grungwa, Zaska, and Noag were truly gone for this long, there was no way for Cabrax to know if they would ever come back. Of course they presumed the worst.
And what of Nurbok? He went with them.
He did indeed. He was fairly convincing. And while I'm no expert on the troll mind, it felt to me like he genuinely just wanted to help.
Kin traitors get not to die an honorable death. Cabrax and Anuk should have just left him here in chains.
Well, they didn't.
If they left us sunup ago, they will reach the coast soon. The Moonkin must resurrect the cub now.
So, you found the head?
Noag has it. What needs the stranger for the resurrection ritual? Can you do it straight away?
I would have preferred a bit of time to study the reassembled body first, but in theory, yes, I can do it.
Into the sarcophagus, and let them pray to Mugwa this works.
What a beast. A demigod indeed.
There is no time for talking. Cast the hex and put it back together.
I was just about to.
What happened?
I don't know. It's gone.
Gone?
Yes. The field dog's energy, the hex power. I had it and was trying to fuse it back together, but then it just vanished. I don't understand this, Chieftain. I studied this spell for years, and...
Is he telling them he killed it? Sarek's cub is dead?
I told you I don't know. Norse claws, I don't understand this myself. I did everything right. I tapped into the archfire, and then
He failed! That is what the stranger did. He failed! Grungwa told the chieftain, Brittle Bones cannot be trusted. Let Grungwa crush him, chieftain. Let Grungwa crush him here and now. He deserves it. He should...
This one is alive. They heard that?
Is this him? Is this Zarek's cub?
A cub? Yes, this one believes you could call them that. So, you are this one's saviors, are you not? Interesting.
The Moonkin have lived here for moons. Zarek's cub knows them not.
Oh yes, this one knows the trolls. He just did not see. But he sees it now. Their weak flesh. This one sees it sharp and clear.
How can it be the Moonkin hear it? Is this some sort of hex? A hex that goes into their minds?
The tiny meatbag is right. This one is speaking out through their minds.
that lump of flesh between their scalps.
Why worked the stranger's hex not? It should have brought the cub back to life.
I'm wondering the same thing.
It did not work because this one's flesh has grown too weak. 2 centuries this one has been this way. 2 centuries torn into pieces. This one had a plan, yes, but the human he chose to take him out of here was too weak. So here this one lay, decade after decade, the bond between his limbs growing ever weaker. And now that his flesh is finally rejoined, it has grown too weak to hold his spirit. It's pathetic.
The human he chose. Speaks the cub of the chieftain of this place, Hierophant Ishara.
Ishara, yes. She was weak in the mind, but strong in flesh and magic. So this one thought she might be able to hold him. She was not.
So Zaska was right. The cub drove the Brutalbones mad, so they would kill each other.
Yes, the Lightlings. They think their noble spirits make them so high and mighty. Yet that is why they will ultimately succumb. Softness, love, hope. Where there is virtue, there is the seed for corruption. Strength is untouchable.
Hope is good. Crumple always say so.
Look. The Firstborn's blood has a weak spirit. Disappointing. Everything seeks to survive and to grow, but only the strongest will. This is the law. This is the struggle. This is the cycle.
So the cub is saying, what? That his body has become useless.
Yes. However, this one knows of the troll struggle. The human hunters, the orcish slavers. The scales are not tilted in their favor.
Then the cub knows why they have awoken him.
This one does. And this one also has the strength they seek to cure the rot in the troll's dying blood and to crush their predators like the meatbags they are. Were this one's flesh not useless, he would do it.
So the stranger was right. The cub truly knows how to cleanse the Moonkin's blood so they can give life again?
Of course. Life and death, growth and decay. All powers that come from the same source. This one can purge the troll's blood, and they will be strong again.
Where do the cub's powers come from? From Zarek, like the Moonkin's hexes come from Mugwa.
The tiny meatbag is brazen, comparing this one and its sire to a god that does not exist. Yes, this one's magic comes from Zarek, but like Zarek's, this one draws it from the same place all beings do, like the trolls do too.
What is he talking about? What place?
The Archfire. He's talking about the Archfire, the source of all magic.
The Dark Elf speaks the truth.
Said the cub just that Mugwa exists not? She gave the Moonkin the power to speak and to cast hexes, and she has protected them for centuries.
That is what this one said, because it is the truth. The Guardians and the Renegades exist, but Mugwa, the goddess of the trolls, is but a mirage.
Nonsense. Chieftain Narjak Firstborn was her chosen. That is why his flesh did not grow older.
So that is what your chieftain told you. Your chieftain was immortal because he was a firstborn, a prime specimen of your race. It was Zarek who gave your chieftain his immortality, and he passed part of it on to your vicious little moon blood. Curious he wouldn't tell you this. Then again, every race has its own little story of why they are the chosen ones. So this one should not be surprised.
This is... Quiet, Grungwar. They have no time. If Zarek's cub knows why the Moonkin summoned it, then he also knows the Moonkin tribe is fighting the Chainers and the Hunters right now. Is there anything they can do to restore its body?
There is. This one is grateful for what the trolls did. So this one hoped there would be another way. But because the flesh is so weak, there is not.
Then say it. Whatever it is, the Moonkin will pay the price.
This one needs to perform the sanguine ritual at an archfire vein. And to do this one needs a new vessel.
A vessel.
Yes. This one's old flesh is dead, and it will stay dead no matter what they do. The only way to survive is to form a new body at an archfire vein. But to do this one's spirit needs a vessel. One to carry it to the vein and serve as a conduit. This is his offer. Grant him one of their bodies as a new vessel and bring him to an archfire vein. Then he will rise anew. Help the trolls crush their enemies and cure their blood as they ask of him.
This vessel, what will happen to it?
Death.
He knew it. Zaska knew it.
What is an archfire vein? What is he talking about?
There are many words for it, but in essence, they are places where bits of archfire magic seep through. Imagine a giant bright flame buried under layers and layers of rock. That is the archfire, the source of all magic. Veins, where the rock is particularly thin, allow mages to tap into that power. There are several of those on Io, but the most prominent are the ones where the Godstones struck Io, the blue crystal comets. Like that shrine where you buried your chieftain, Magwa's cradle, or the one in the Red Meadow.
Listen to the Dark Elf.
The stranger speaks of Magwa's blood drop, the stones she blessed.
So your people believe, yes.
No, there must be another way. The Moonkin have his body. Can they not just take it to this vein so the cub can resurrect it there?
This one told them. This flesh is dead and useless. By bringing the parts together, they allowed this one to mend his spirit. But that is all. The only way for this one to return to the world is by forming his body anew. And that is why he needs a vessel to take his mind to a vein.
The tribe for the blood for the tribe. Grungwa understands. Chieftain Akrog, let Grungwa make this sacrifice. He will offer his body to the cub so they can save the Moonkin.
No, this is beak shit. There will be no more sacrificing. Rot it. They know not even if what this thing says is true.
Gave Zaska not his blood for the tribe just moments ago? They heard the cub. There is no other way. Please, Chieftain, let Grungwa do this. Grungwa has lived far too long, and his old hide has long been a burden for the tribe. Let him...
Weak.
What?
You are weak. The Hierophant's body cannot hold this one's spirit, so there is no way your old and useless flesh could. And the same goes for the Chieftain and the Worm Eater. The Firstborn's cub could.
He is talking about your brother.
Akrog understands not. Why could he not hold the cub spirit? He is strong and young. He can take it.
Yes, you are strong. Just like the brittle-bone priestess Ishimura was. But it is simply not possible. This one is a god. You are mere meatbags. Only the Firstborn's blood can contain this one, and even he could not do it for long.
I think he's telling the truth, Chieftain. I'm powerful, and his magic would kill me in an instant.
But Zarek's cub has lied and tricked the Brittlebones who lived here. How can the Moonkin know he lies not to them too? What if he takes Littleblood, lets the Moonkin resurrect him, then disappears?
Rotten right.
Tell them. How know the Moonkin the cub would honor its pact?
You do not. Loyalty is for the lightlings. Loyalty creates weakness. Then again, they share the same sire. So this one will keep his promise.
Maybe they share the same sire, but Zarek has no love for Trollkind. They were always stronger than the Greenskins, yet he let them make trolls their slaves.
Wrong. The trolls let the orcs make them their slaves. Zarek is struggle. Zarek is strength. Did they really expect him to favor one creation over the other? The trolls are weak. That is why the orcs dominate them. It has nothing to do with favor. So no, this one bears the trolls no malice. Just like Zarek. If they strike a pact, this one will honor it.
So he says. Rot it. This thing is a liar. Can they see it not?
Grungwar, Zaska, what think they of this?
Zaska said it already. No, they will not sacrifice Noag over some vague promise.
If they sacrifice him not, they sacrifice all of the Moonkin.
Grungwar says this as if he knew the cub was speaking the truth. Magwazetters, they know what this thing does. It lies, it deceives, and it kills to get its own way. And even if it did not, they will not sacrifice Noag. Not him. Zaska is so sorry, Noag. They are confused. All of them are.
Pathetic.
What?
All this time, it was Zaska who pushed the chieftain to awaken Zarek's cub, no matter the price. So many kin died, but no, he always said it was for the greater good. And now that someone he loves should die, it is suddenly a problem. Why even pretend this is about the cub's lies, Zaska? The Brittlebones have a word for people like him. It is hypocrite.
Oh, look who is talking. If Zaska is not mistaken, it was Grungwar who said that there is no way of knowing if a spawn of Zarek would honor a pact, and that he has no love for Trollkind. And now?
Now they are here, and this is their last chance to survive. Rotted Zaska. Grungwar had so much respect for him, and now this. But Grungwar's faith lies with the chieftain. He will make the right decision.
Rotten right he will.
Knew the stranger this was going to happen. Lied he to the Moonkin?
What? No. How?
He did not. Not even this one knew a vessel would be needed if they rejoined his flesh. But this is how it is.
There is one thing Akrog understands not. If the cub is so powerful, why must it even ask? Why seizes it not simply what it wants?
If this one had flesh and its full powers, then maybe it would.
There they have it. This thing cares not a bit for the trolls. It only wants to get its will.
Nonsense. If that were so, it would not have even told the Moonkin that the vessel dies.
You are both right. This one never claimed to care for the trolls, but this one did not lie either.
Grungwar, Noag is the last troll of the Firstborn blood. If he goes, then it will be forever lost, and Trollkind might never be strong enough to stand up to the Greenskins or Brittlebones again.
There are other ways. It is true, this is horrible, and it would break Grungwa's heart. But all the moonblood of the world is not worth leaving a whole tribe to slaughter. Grungwa is so sorry, Moonblood, but there is no choice.
How very true indeed.
No, Akrog will not do this. Akrog will not harm his little blood.
So soft. No wonder your kind is dying out, chieftain. No wonder.
Little blood, come, they are leaving.
No, the chieftain will not.
Akrog has spoken.
And Grungwa refuses to bow. Believe him, he loves little Moonblood too. But this is one troll for the lives of hundreds. He will not let the chieftain betray everything the moon can stand for. He will not!
Back off.
No!
Noag! No one hurt Grunf!
Noag's big blood brought this on. No, not like this.
The strong crush the weak.
Mugwazatters, just stop Grungwar. They want not to crush him.
And they will not!
What?
Cub! Grungwa Grefa seizes its power!
Grumf? Stay back. Grungwar. Is he...
Interesting.
What the? This?
This one did not think this frail body could take it. This old troll was stronger than this one thought.
What the rot happened here? Why is Zarek's cub inside Grungwar?
This shaman of yours, he forced his spirit into this one's flesh, hoping to seize this one's strength.
Like the brittle-boned priestess, Ishara.
Yes, a fool's task. This one would have expected his power to annihilate your shaman. But seems like this one underestimated him. This body is actually capable of holding him.
So the cub possessed him.
Took control of his flesh, yes.
Well, well. What an interesting turn of events.
Grungwar, is he dead?
So compassionate towards the one who just tried to kill him. If this one did not know it better, this one would think you are likely.
Akrog asked a rotten question. Is Grungwar dead?
The answer is that this one does not know. Your shaman's spirit might still be alive in there, or it might not. Though the latter is a lot more likely.
Hold on. If you have Grunwar as a vessel, could you not use him to do this sanguine ritual at the Archfire Vein?
Zaska was thinking the same thing.
No,
Why?
because your shaman's flesh is too weak. This has not changed. Trying to use this meatbag shell as a vessel is like trying to hold the ocean in a cup. He might be able to hold this one's spirit, but not for long. Even if this flesh lasts long enough, no way would it survive the ritual of resurrection.
So Grumph died for nothing?
Oh, this one disagrees. He has a vessel now, so he can finally leave this cursed prison. It's a shame things ended this way for your kind, but there's nothing else this one can do.
Wait. What is that supposed to mean? Is the cub saying he will...
Leave. That's right.
No, The Moonkin bled and burnt to free the field dog, so he will find a way to help them. He owes it to them.
This one owes them nothing. He is the child of Zarek. You are nothing but talking meatbags. Now get out of his way.
If the Moonkin die, the cub dies with them. You will not get out of here. Not alive.
Foolish meatbag. Well, so be it.
Wait. There is no need for this to get bloody. I have an idea.
Speak, elf.
We should join forces. I mean, we all want to get out of here, don't we? Well, the swamps will be crawling with hunters and chainers by now, so even if we avoid the battlefield, we'll have to fight.
You think this one is scared of a few meatbags?
You clearly aren't, but I believe you should be. Yes, maybe you could beat the 4 of us in this vessel, but dozens of hunters? Face it, you are not a demigod right now. You're a field dog spirit in an old, ailing troll's body. Join forces with us, at least to get to safety. Afterwards, do what you will.
Fine. They have a pact. We will join forces to get out of the jungle. Then this one will go on his way. Unless the chieftain meatbag is so eager to die.
Akrog.
Big Blood, please. No, I just want the killing stop. He just wanted to stop.
Fine. So be it. Zazka knows the jungle well. Knows he a way out?
Actually, I do. It goes up north, and past the meadowland where your brethren are fighting right now. But it's the fastest and safest way to the sea. Once we're out of the swamps, it should be easy to go anywhere we like. With your permission?
Zazka.
It could work.
Fine. Then let them go. This place is dead now. Always has been.
Few words were spoken as the 5 figures marched through the jungle. Think, Akrog told himself. He should be thinking, agonizing and brooding. Brooding over whether his choice was the right one. But he could not. His mind was as dull and silent as the temple they had left behind. Just 3 thoughts crept in, over and over. Reach the coast. Keep Little Blood safe. Survive. That was all that mattered. The sun had risen again when Zazka drew to a stop, pulling Akrog back into the now.
They hear that?
A battle. Very, very close.
That must be your tribe, Chieftain. We should move fast and stick to the trees. They will be patrolling, so no need to attract more attention than necessary.
They be careful then. No, I'd keep Zazka and Big Blood safe.
This will be interesting.
Well, Mugwa strike this fat troll down in surprise. They made it out of that cursed temple after all. Kabrak seized no cub, though. Means this...
What are they doing up here? Why are they not down in the battlefield?
The Brittlebones put up big throwing spike hurlers on the cliffs, so their betrayer warrior Nurbok told them to take care of them. Halag speaks true. Though Cabrax might ask Chieftain Akrog the same thing. What are they doing up here? This path leads straight to the coast, not to the meadowlands where the kin are.
It is complicated. They never found the cub's head. He will never be resurrected.
What? But that means... That means the battle is over. The Moonkin and the Bonekin will die.
It is true.
May his tusks fall off for blasphemy. But sometimes Mugwa has a rotten bad sense of humor. Hope, despair, hope, despair. Well, it is what it is. Seems like there is nothing more to hope for than an honorable death side by side, no?
Kabrak speaks true, but Akrog cannot join them yet. There is something else they must do.
What?
It is part of the battle plan. Now step aside.
Little Moonblood, why looks he so nervous?
No, I'm no nervous. Now please let Kin through.
Well, well. So Chieftain Akrog of the Moonkin is a kin traitor after all, no? Cabrax must say, he thought not Akrog had it in him. Seems like the Moonkin's great warrior was right after all.
No, wait. Let Akrog explain.
Enough. This one has no time for this. What? No! No!
What is happening? What the rot is happening?
It has been done.
What happened?
I tapped into the power of the vein to trap the Fieldark soul.
Pathetic meatbags. You think you can trick a god? This one will teach you.
Is it over?
Yes. I trapped him.
Then it is time for answers. What was that? Has he...
Grumph!
Your elder doesn't have much time, Chieftain. I suggest you say your goodbyes, then we'll speak. I'll make sure there'll be no more nasty surprises.
No! They need do something, Big Blood! They need do something!
Spare the trouble. His lungs, they are burning. Burning with black fire. Grimoire hopes Akrog is proud. He wiped out the Moonkin.
If anyone wiped out the Moonkin, then it was the Chainers and the Hunters. There was no saying if the Cub would have ever helped them. Grimoire saw it not, but the moment the Cub seized his body, the only thing it thought about was how to get away.
Grimoire saw it. His judgment remains the same. Tell him, Akrog, would he have made the same choice if it had been Zaska or his little blood in the meadows getting killed? And if the Cub would have asked for someone else's same blood to be sacrificed?
How about Grimoire? Would he have sacrificed his trusted one before he had betrayed his trust? Every troll would have done the same.
Sure. Akrog can keep telling himself that. Anything to avoid admitting he was simply selfish, no?
No, I no want any kin to get hurt. He just no want to die.
No troll wants to die, little Moonblood. But sometimes they have to. so others can live. That is why every troll belongs to the tribe, and not his... not his same bloods, or even his trusted ones. Grangwar would have gladly given his life for the tribe. But his old body was too weak and useless once again.
Grangwar said he saw everything while the cub was, well, in his mind.
He saw. Grangwar heard and saw it all. Felt it good, he wonders. Felt it good to sink their crushed sticks into Chieftain Cabrak's and Tamer Julog's skulls.
They had no choice.
Nerbok said the same thing.
Even if Grangwar agreed not, he should have respected the chieftain's word. When he attacked them, he betrayed the tribe. Magwa's law says it.
How true. And now look at them. Grangwar and Akrog. Two kin traitors. Grangwar wonders whose betrayal caused more death.
So, Grumph would really kill Noag? He really would?
Oh, he would have. It is true. Tusks, Noag thinks he truly, that this would not have broken Grangwar's heart. Little Moonblood was the hope of the tribe. The last one with the firstborn's blood. And the chosen of Magwa. Cursed, Grangwar could not have looked at his image on smooth water for the rest of his life. But sometimes one has to pay with a part of his soul to save those of 1,000 others. The Moonkin could have lived. They could have lived and flourished. And now, they will never again. The same is true for Zaska. Grangwar almost thought he had been wrong all this time. But it turns out he was not. Zaska is just a selfish worm-eater after all. Grangwar should have just let Nadjak and Nerbok kill him.
It was Akrog's choice, not Zaska's. If Grangwar seeks someone to judge, at least judge the right one.
Oh, he is. He is judging. And he wishes he would not have to.
Just let it rest, trusted one. There is no point.
No matter what Grangwar did, they will not leave him behind. There must be a cure for this fire in his lungs.
So concerned. He had no trouble leaving his kin to die, had he? Grangwar wants no cure. No. He will stay right here, where the real chieftain of the Moonkin slipped into the moonlit river not so long ago.
Big Blood is chieftain of the Moonkin.
No. He's just a traitor in a chieftain's hide.
He is gone.
To the stranger now. He owes them answers.
It will hold.
The urn?
The Hoard of Souls is its name, but yes. I sealed his spirit inside it, where it can do no more harm. The power of this vein, it's immense. I had no idea such large ones even existed. Most are just a couple of blue shards buried in the ground. Either way, I am sorry about your elder. It is a pity it had to come to this.
Akrog is sorry too, but it is time for answers now.
Of course.
How could the stranger simply seal the cub into that thing, if all these brittle bones from the temple could not? Is he so powerful?
I suppose you could say that, yes. But as I said, I couldn't have done it without the vein.
So he, what? Fed on the power running through this vein, and put it into his hex?
Indeed. Before you get any ideas, though, channeling the Archfire is incredibly dangerous. I'm one of the few mages on EO who has learned how to use it, and even I can only access a portion of it.
This herd of souls, it can trap someone's spirit?
Hoard. And yes, it can.
How?
Well, we're still figuring that part out. All we know is that it's capable of drawing a living creature's soul out of its body and holding it within. A long time ago, a dark elven woman from Nortander used it to bring a creature into this world. But that's a story for another time.
And Sazka has had enough of stories and legends to last him a lifetime.
There is one thing Akrog understands not. How is it possible the Moonkin could defeat Zarek's cub? The lore says it is invincible, like Mugwa, a renegade or a guardian. If 4 trolls could beat it so easily, it would have never crushed the Tusk Hunters, no?
That thing? No. The true field dog, yes, and 1,000,000 times over. Frankly, I don't even know what this creature, this shadow, truly was. My guess is that it was a manifestation of his spirit, at least a fragment of it. That the field dog was able to conjure it from within the Hoard of Souls only shows how powerful it was.
How can he know, though? What if the cubs were never as powerful as the stories say? If they were just...
Imposters? Smart question. But no, believe me, a field dog in his physical form is a force of nature. I was alive when the War of the 6 Races happened. And though I never saw a field dog with my own eyes, trust me, I was glad my people were on their side. In fact, the question of how the Hibernians of that temple managed to even harm his flesh and sever him into pieces is another mystery I plan to explore. I know this probably isn't the answer you wanted to hear, Chieftain Akrog. But that thing you defeated, it was just a single raindrop of a tempest. There is no saying whether the field dog would have upheld his end of the bargain, but if he had, and had the resurrection worked, the hunters and the orcs would be scraping the remains of their comrades off the ground as we speak.
Well, they will never know. But Akrog has another question. The stranger never planned to go to the coast, no? He lured them here, to Mugwa's cradle.
Oh, the coast is indeed this way. But yes, it was my intention to lead you here. It was the only place where I could draw enough power to trap the field dog.
Brittle bones ever tell the truth?
A question for the philosophers.
The stranger called Mugwa's cradle an archfire vein. So the drop, it's not, well, a drop of Mugwa's blood.
I'm afraid not. The clerics say that these drops are the blood of Aeonir himself, but no one can truly verify it. Personally, I view them as just another magical phenomenon. And as I said, this one is phenomenal indeed. If a regular vein, proto-godstone, or however you wish to call it, is a hole the size of a needle's eye, this is the size of a fist. No wonder your kind worships it.
This means the magic of the cradle never had anything to do with Mugwa, no? It is just like the cub said. She is only a fantasy.
Well, I guess it depends.
Speak true.
Fine. If your goddess exists, then she cannot physically influence the world the way the Guardians or the Renegades did. No.
A god with no power is no god at all.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. An idea, ideals, or hope cannot crush walls, but the people who believe in them certainly can. There are dangers to faith, but I think it's safe to say the faith of the Moonkin and the Bonekin led them to places most of your kind would have never explored on their own.
No, I'd no understand. The brittle bones say Mogwai is not there.
At least, not the way the Moonkin thought she was.
No, I see.
What Akrog did believes the stranger it was a mistake.
I hardly believe it's my place to judge.
Akrog is not asking for judgment. He is asking for the stranger's thoughts. Would he have decided differently?
Let me put it this way. I wish I could say that I would have.
A foggy answer.
But the best and most honest I can offer, I'm afraid.
The stranger will tell Akrog the full truth. Who is he really, and why came he here? Was this his plan from the start? Trapping the cub in this thing?
It was.
Then he never cared for Moonkin? This was only about Cub?
First and foremost, yes, it was. You have never heard of the Circle, have you?
Zaska presumes he is not talking of the shape.
No, the Circle is a... how to put it? I suppose you could call it a band of powerful shamans from all races in Nortanda, light and dark. Ever since a Nortandian corporal called Tahar discovered the Archfire, the Circle has devoted itself to understanding it. I am one of those shamans. A Circle mage, as people call us.
Light races and dark races. So the creatures of Zarek and Nor have struck a pact with the creatures of the Guardians.
Certain ones have, yes. And it's a very peculiar pact. But that is a long story, and I doubt we have the time.
So this circle sent you to find Zarek's cub.
It's a little more complicated than that, but yes, I came here to find out whether the rumors of an imprisoned field dog were true. I found out they were. But also that I would never be able to breach these portal's seals myself. Which is where you, the gifted Chieftain Akrog of the Moonkin, come in.
Is he saying he knew about the gift of spirits?
I'd heard about it, yes. I'd heard of creatures from all kinds of races with that ability. But you were the only one I could find on Urgoth.
Wait. So the stranger had already been inside the temple before the Moonkin went in?
Yes. I'm sorry about the duplicity, but considering how little that great warrior of yours trusted me, you'll understand why it was necessary.
The stranger knew about the dark echoes then?
Let's put it this way. I had a theory, but it was you who confirmed it. It wasn't all lies, Chieftain Akrog. I won't claim the survival of your tribe was my priority, but neither was it my intention to double-cross you. I wanted this resurrection to work for your kind's sake and mine. Needless to say, things took a different turn than I expected.
Had the resurrection worked in the temple, would the stranger have trapped it right there, before the cub could have helped crush the hunters?
No. I would have held my end of the bargain.
And just what stops the Moonkin from crushing the stranger right here and right now?
Why would you do that?
Because he used the Moonkin. He used them like tools.
What, and you accepted my help out of the kindness of your hearts? Don't fool yourself, Chieftain Akrog. We all put our own needs first. Sometimes those needs overlap and we're quick to cry heroes and honor. But in the end, we're all selfish. We came this far together, Chieftain. Let's just leave it there.
He is right, Trusted One. Just let it go.
And once again, you prove to be the smartest one, Zaska.
Could the stranger have trapped the cub in its true form?
In theory, yes. I guess we'll never find out.
Well, Akrog is glad the stranger got what he wanted. At least one of them did.
Oh, believe me, I'm far from having what I want. West of the clearing is a path that leads straight to the north. You should be able to skirt the battle this way and reach the coast by the next sunrise.
Then this is it.
Yes, Chieftain Akrog. This is farewell. I wish you all the best on your journey, wherever it may lead.
Wait. The stranger know Moonkin names. Moonkin should know his.
That's fair, I suppose. My name is Wraith Skadar. Farewell.
And gone.
And there is nothing for them left to do here. Let them find this path the stranger spoke of, and head for the coast.
And then? Where they go, Big Blood? Moonkin is no more.
No. But maybe...
What?
Maybe this can be the start of something new.
After days of wandering along the coast, it was an unlikely haven where Akrog, Zaska, and Noag found peace at last, with the bog tusks from the Blackheart jungle. Seeing them wounded, starved, and crushed, the small trolls at once offered them a place by their fire. They meant not to stay, but they did. A moon after the day the tribe was wiped out, Akrog and Zaska visited the battlefield where the warriors took their last stand. 5 moons, and the Bogtusks saw the 3 trolls as their own. 12 more, and Noag had found a mate and a litter of cubs saw the light of the world. Bogtusk and Moonkin, joined by blood. It was not only Noag that survived, but the last of Chieftain Narjak's blessed blood did too. And perhaps this Moonblood would one day lead his new tribe to the greatness the Moonkin had never found. But at what price, Akrog often wondered in his nightmare-ridden and sleepless nights. Had Gromar been right? It was always Zaska who put his mind at ease. The sanguine ritual might have failed. The cub might have been lying. The hunters might have killed them on their way to the vein. And if not, Akrog asked. Zaska was silent for a long time. Even then, is a tribe where kin must murder kin to survive truly worth saving?